It's Halloween, so we're doing the Halloween missions.
And hello, everybody. I'm Falconer111 and also under the weather. So this is going to be kind of ASMR style for me today.
Not just calling to say hi, although, hi. It started with Andy, then me, then all these kittens. Look, I know it sounds weird on the phone, right? Look, I wouldn't call because of some missing cats. I mean, yes, my cats are missing, but others are screaming, rising, clawing in our heads. I actually miss the ravens.
Hello? Hey, yeah, it's Dave Screed. You know, the weird nonfiction magazine. I got your number from... Okay, well, never mind that. I don't got much time. They'll triangulate this. You ever heard of number stations? You know, rogue radio broadcasts around the world just repeat numbers and codes. They started broadcasting after World War II. Some people think it's code for spies. Some think it's the government's communicating to our reptilian overlords. Okay, I think I found the truth. What was that? Okay. This mystery person kept in touch with me through my newsletter. Anonymous, just called himself the presenter. Knew their stuff about number stations, you know? Creepy stuff. So I got a shortwave. I dialed in on the wavelengths the presenter told me about. Nights of static and Red Bull. But then I heard it. It was all correct. All the static.
Yeah, I don't have much to say.
My notes and all the presenter's notes away. Turned every fucking dryer on. Okay, maybe I was hasty. Kinda.
Um,
You know?
these videos are getting slower and slower because we have so little to commentate on.
Check it out,
Yeah,
you know?
no, to be honest,
It's a start. Just don't.
this guy's acting is amazing. It's so over the top. Great. That's the reason why I wasn't talking over him then, was because I was enjoying listening to him rant.
Uh,
You don't always get voice acting that's like good, but not fine, trying to be fine art, you know?
White cat crosses the black path.
I like the sup head nod from Andy.
Yeah.
His tail hangs from his mouth.
I liked
He
how the
scares me
pentagram thing
saying
framed his head like a
he's
halo.
putting on his face. The 13 are tied by their tongues. They call him King, the god of claws. Strays all gather, extend their paws. He takes a knife.
Oh, jeez.
That was my reaction.
Whiskers first, then the tail. The eyes he has to scoop out with.
I vote we skip the particulars on this one, eh? I mean, maybe if you see a name or an address or...
Doesn't work that way, Andy. Is this them?
Paunch, Friday, Dexter. Ah, jeez, Dolly.
Yeah, we'll learn about the cats his father murdered.
And I've always been thinking about him, but I never had thoughts like this. I thought maybe you could just... Or maybe if I should just... Or maybe you tell me.
Sweetie, it's hard to make out details, you know? I see so many cats right now, all crowded, scared, gathering for someone, something. Mine were there too. I mean, they were all there. Whatever this is, it's not our fault. Someone's blinding them.
Jeez, I appreciate you leaving out the gruesome details. Look, I should really get back to getting out there, I guess.
Hello, CDC representative.
Don't be telling people I'm squeamish of the sort.
What'd you say?
Hello, CDC representative.
These kittens, you know?
Yeah, they all know it's me. I don't remember why I put the CDC costume on.
Things. That's got to count for something. Always on Halloween, eh?
Thanks for coming. I don't speak cat, but I keep seeing what they see, what they think they see.
There's actually a really deep cut reference in this mission. I'll point it out when we see it.
Calculated. Something's pulling their tails, obviously, but it's more than that. Someone's making something. Stitching pieces together. Look, it's not about
Frankenstein's
me,
cat
Harris,
monster.
or Andy, or even about Kingsman. It's
Yeah, there's also a raid, but it's literally just
really
fighting a giant jack-o'-lantern, and we already fought him, so there's no point in me showing that off.
I don't think it's supposed to come down.
God.
And now we get to learn more about Andy and the cats his father murdered.
Right.
This is just me checking how much lore there is I have to find.
I haven't been totally honest with
Yeah,
you.
no shit.
I mean, I've left things out about his kittens. Look, everyone knows they didn't go quietly. Well, they're not coming back quietly either.
Poor
Yeah.
Andy.
Yeah, and there's just nothing further. Kitten zombies is a new one.
Well, if you paid attention to last video, when we fought Andy, there were two little kitten monsters following him.
Huh. I did not notice that.
Moose says it's best to talk things out. So, here I am, talking. Mom bought the kittens and Dad drowned them. That's the facts of it. I don't like speculating much, that's one step away from guessing. And the sheriff, she taught me never to guess. Mom's version was that Dad loved things too much. Got a bit crazy sometimes. Hugged real hard. Didn't always want to let go. The morning he stuffed them in a bag and took them out to sea, he was full of too much feelings. Didn't know what to do with them. He took them down to Journey's End, out behind the bed and breakfast. It's where the journey ended. Jeez, Dad always wore these masks, you know? For the longest time, you figure you know someone. Most of the time, really, we got no idea.
Oh.
Good to see you.
Yeah, it seems like every time a small town is featured in fiction, it's not a great place.
Mhm. I mean, small towns are definitely not like utopias, but they're not fictional small towns. I think it's just isolation.
Additional assignment received. Initializing.
You know, the whole concept of the suburb is like less than 100 years old. It's a Cold War thing. We have essays by the people who came up with the idea. That's those the idea of those separate family domiciles is building its individualism as opposed to communism. Trying to support that. Except it's really artificial.
Yeah, we all know how that turned out.
Oh, yeah. It's really artificial, and turns out it's not good for you psychologically. Nobody's admitting that because that means, questioning their way of life. Nobody does that anymore. But okay, that is deeply not true. But people don't like doing it. People who live in suburbs usually don't like doing it.
So here we go. Time to kill some cat zombies.
Salmon. God, I can't remember how it's pronounced. 2017, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Samhain 2017.
The 13 are tied.
Yeah. This is an old game that's been out of the limelight for a little bit.
Do anything with that?
I've been trying to find something to replace this now that I've done all the content, but I haven't succeeded.
There's nothing.
Lord of the Rings Online has a lot of content, but the combat is... Oh, the combat is so bad.
MMO combat's so specific. You either like it or you don't.
You're gonna see me use the web browser a lot because I have no idea what the fuck to do in some of this. But the 13 does not refer to the cat with the bowl, but that is part of this quest. No, the 13 refers to where's there another large portion of cats in Blue Mountain at the mansion.
Oh, right. Wait. I think... Yeah.
Yeah, literally all you have to go by is the 13 are tied by their tongues, and that could mean literally fucking anything. And what it apparently means is go where there are more cats.
They just start... This is about where, like, late game investigation missions are completely... Like, look, anything that has you translate a letter out of a language that not all that many people speak is kind of... It's... Like, that's one of the hardest, but a lot of the late game ones get that difficult. Yep.
But yeah, that's pretty much it.
The cat's just making biscuits around there. It's happy as heck.
Yep.
Just in the middle of all these zombies and burgers. Yeah, that's what I thought. Like it was either Eleanor Franklin or what's her face back in Kingsmouth. Friggin'
Madame Roger.
no. Shotgun.
Oh, yeah, I know. Nora?
Yes. Yeah, I think I got the two mixed up. So.
I always kept them outside. They did cat things. Rummaging, scratching, digging up flowers. They never bothered anyone. Certainly didn't bother me. Now, I see them digging things up, but it's not flowers. It's definitely not flowers.
The idea of a family crypt is such a specific thing. Like in America too, how many generations are you even gonna fit in there?
Well, you do know how crypts work, right?
Yeah. Oh,
like,
I
there's
mean,
a difference between a crypt and a mausoleum.
I mean, yeah, but that's not what I'm talking about. Like they can fit people, but how many generations is the house gonna pass through, realistically speaking?
These people expected it to last quite a while,
Yeah.
but it didn't.
Well, definitely not here.
Elena Zelikovsky paved the way in this town for my line of work. I used to tell people I was her granddaughter. Whatever sells the magic snow globes, right? Her spirit's always been real chatty. Maybe she knows something we don't.
I don't remember why I'm warping to Kingsmouthtown. I suppose it made sense at the time.
Yeah. Let's go talk to Madame Roger. She might know where whoever the fuck her ghost is.
I think it was actually thinking cemetery, go there.
Well. And where does the mission marker there lead?
Somewhere that isn't here.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah, you can see zombies here are completely uninterested.
That's because I'm level 50.
Oh yeah, exactly.
You might be wondering. Actually, I have found someone else to do an LP with me.
Mhm.
Because Falconeer's too busy to do two. I will be LPing something really weird, which is the PS2 Cat in the Hat movie video game.
Yeah, that's thematically and probably mechanically pretty different from the Secret World.
Yeah, it's a platformer. It's definitely got some weird design choices.
Yeah. God, I remember that era. Those games were garbage. Oh.
But the one cool thing about the one interesting thing about it is the design, because the visuals are acid trip.
So was that the live action Cat in the Hat movie? I vaguely
The
remember.
live action Mike Myers one, yes.
That was terrifying. God, the aughts had so many very specific pop culture trends looking back.
And somehow that movie did not kill his career. It was The Love Guru.
Yeah. Love Guru was a bunch of other things on top of that.
But he's back now. He's doing a Netflix show eventually. From what I hear, it is about a secret society of 8 immortals who control the world, and they're all played by him.
Oh, that. Yeah, I mean, to some extent, if you have any kind of influence, you can get yourself a Netflix special. But
I mean, I like Mike Myers. He's very funny. You ever see I Married an Axe Murderer?
Nope.
Oh, it's one of his early films. It's very funny.
yeah,
Yeah, my sister loves that movie. It's a good movie. It's very funny. It has my favorite line. There's a bit character who's flying a plane, and he falls asleep, and the other guy's like, "What the fuck? Wake up!" He wakes him up, and he says, "Oh my god, I was having a dream. I was born, but I was 9 months premature.
What?
Yeah, it's just an insane line.
That is some airplane, like. I was about to say, are we going to see the boogeyman again? But no.
We will see him next mission. Or at least they reused his model for something.
Yeah. I mean, as we found, the turns out haunted amusement parks aren't as unoriginal as I thought, but I still hate the park, just on principle. I went and read some of the reviews for the tie-in game. Apparently, it was really good, but people hated it because they felt the secret world elements were. Most of the reviewers didn't know anything about TSW, so they were like, "What is all of this garbage in the background? It doesn't fit. It makes it a bad game." And yeah,
Should I LP those 2 games, you think?
I hear it's actually the horror game's actually really good, but I can't speak. I also hear good things about the Mars one, but I don't know for real. So and
I might LP them after we finish this whole game.
maybe
So in 2 years.
yeah. This is slower than real time. I remember reading somebody who was LPing a grand strategy game about World War II slower than real time. Like every day was like he posted like twice a week, and that was every day of the game with like essays and news articles and stuff. And he'd been going for years and gotten to like 1939, and I have no. That was like the late odds. I have no idea. He may have finished it by now. He may not have. Who knows?
I thought you were going to talk about Gray Hunter and his numerous day-by-day LPs of War in the Pacific.
No. This is on the Paradox Plaza forums.
Oh, okay.
Those were weird, and they got so barren.
Yeah, they are very barren now. But I remember them having really great LPs.
Yeah, they did have way back in the day those. So no, not LPs, AARs. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. After action reports.
Yeah, that was the first time I actually tried one. I tried to do a Medieval Total War 2 mod as Bohemia, except I could not play that game without lots of cheats, so I could not convincingly have any kind of fight because I just steamroll everything. I gave up pretty quick.
That was pretty much my feeling when I thought about LPing Hearts of Iron 4.
Right. I like Paradox games, but no. I tried to go back to Crusader Kings 2. I couldn't get into it. I couldn't figure out what to do. And I have like literally over 1,000 hours. But I guess it's been too long. It doesn't help that it's right on the edge of my physical tolerance. So I could only play it for so many hours at a time. Oh well. Was it just?
Yeah, at this point I am clicking out of the game to go to my web browser. Because the in-game browser is so out of date it won't open the sites I need it to open.
Beautiful. I was wondering, like, did I hit the pause button? We're gonna have to reset
No.
this. Oh, thank. And I'm just being back and going, thank fuck.
Now I just pray to God this didn't fuck up the recording.
Look, if it fucked up the recording, just narrate what happened, and then we'll call it a day. Give high fives all around.
Okay.
No, granted, the fact that it does go on for more than half an hour does kind of hint that it ended up all working out.
But yeah. So this mission is really simple, and the next one is too. The next mission is find 3 radios spread throughout the entirety of the game world, destroy them, and then go fuck something up in Transylvania.
Beautiful. Are we actually going to be? Is this character going to be doing that? Or
Yes.
oh, neat.
These are both level 50 quests.
Oh, is this your is this your bigger character?
This is my level 50. Yeah.
Right. So now I get to ramble a little bit about Egypt and also Transylvania. Just a bit. Not like spoilers, but random garbage about those places. So that's wonderful.
Actually, you only get to talk about Transylvania. We don't go to Egypt because there are like radios in each sub area.
Mm.
So I just do the ones that are in Kingsmouth.
Mm-hmm. Well, whatever. I don't know. I was thinking about Ben Franklin today. So why not just talk about him?
Sure, go ahead. We don't have much to talk about. Like, nothing's happening yet.
Yeah. Ben Franklin. We were talking about today. My sister described him as the ultimate chap. And there's some truth to that. This is a guy regularly getting laid through his late 70s.
While he had gout and was obese.
Yeah. He had some crazy game. And once you read the stuff he wrote, you can see that was all charisma. That was not it didn't matter how ugly he may have been. Though by all accounts he wasn't actually like gross.
All I do know is that Ben Franklin once wrote an article on how you should fuck older women because they're more experienced and you don't have to worry about getting them pregnant.
Mm-hmm. And also,
so he is in fact based in Red Pill.
Yeah, and like, unlike those people though, he founded the first abolition society in the New World, like late in 1781. He also actually wrote. He was in the period's equivalent of anti-vax when he was younger, and he wrote a series of essays when he was older, debunking it, and like in the first generation of like cowpox vaccines for smallpox, like when they didn't even know how that worked, it was a thing that they could do. He wrote telling people to go get it and to give it to their children. Because he lost a child because he didn't vaccinate them. Didn't vaccinate his son. Yeah. Sometimes I think about how he would have responded to Twitter. He would find the most long-winded ways to
dunk on people, yeah.
Yeah, but he'd find a way to get fit as many words into 140 characters as ways you didn't think were possible.
You know who else I want to see on Twitter? H.P. Lovecraft.
No, I don't want to see him. Oh God. I mean, look, Twitter would be too high speed for him. Like, he'd be a Tumblr person if he was politically anything near what Tumblr people are. Just keep it anonymous so you can do your own weird thing in private.
No, he would be on Tumblr. Believe me, I go on Tumblr, and there are a lot of people on Tumblr. he would be a Tumblr person.
Yeah, God. And the funny thing is, I actually think Ben Franklin would probably prefer Tumblr to Twitter, even though he definitely have a bigger audience over there. Because that lets him do. It's like the only social media site, other than like even more than Reddit, that lets you write out long shit.
Mm-hmm.
There comes a point where, like on Reddit and Facebook, it just gets impractical. But it's expected that you have long-winded, dumb rants hidden away on your page somewhere in Tumblr.
We're almost near the really cool reference. Have you ever heard of the band Godspeed You, Black Emperor?
Nope.
Okay. They're a very odd band. Their music is very strange. I enjoy it. But there is a reference to them here. The spell that these guys are casting is eventually revealed to be called Godspeed You, Black Cat.
Oh, I get it. Kate She. I think that's how it's pronounced. It's like it's Irish Gaelic, and Irish Gaelic the spelling conventions were designed specifically to spite Englishmen. So you never. It's like they're consistent, but you never really know how it's pronounced unless you actually learn Irish Gaelic. God, what was that? That is, he's just the banshee, the boogeyman with the cattail. That's beautiful and really dumb.
You may wonder why I'm not moving. I think at this point I was answering a phone call.
Man, you must be just terrified by this boss. Yeah. Yeah, it does not speak well about power balance if in the middle of your MMO somebody just steps away to answer the phone halfway through a climactic boss battle.
And but the thing is, they buff you. So it really doesn't matter. My defenses are good enough.
That's beautiful. I'm just thinking, I look at this thing and I go, I didn't know the CDC employed.
No,
wizards.
it's called Cat Speed, you Black Emperor. Sorry.
Cat Speed, you Black. Oh, I get it. Yeah, that's less ambiguous than Godspeed, you Black Cat.
No, my favorite song of theirs is the Dead Flag Blues, which is poetry set to music and is insanely good.
I mean, traditionally, when I say traditionally, I mean, it was 2,000 years ago. Poetry was supposed to be song. Like, that was how people approached this.
And now you find out it was in fact a voodoo man. It's fucking Baron Samedi. I don't think I'm joking. I think this is literally Baron fucking Samedi.
Like the actual one?
Yeah.
What? Why? Like...
What's your taste? Never mind. Well, ring the bell. The taste of honey, honey. That's interesting. Thought we was done with human. Got the witch's tongue. The snake woman's teeth. Already had mama's eyes. thought we's had it all.
Do you think this is racist?
To the king cat's
Like, my
Claude
gut instinct is yes, but it's hard for me to know.
on to diviner things. Now, looky here.
I don't know. Are they appropriating voodoo? I mean, if you're doing voodoo, that's this is literally how Baron Samedi is portrayed to speak. Like, he talks in riddles and an accent like this. He's from Louisiana.
Well, I mean, he's
I mean,
from
the
Haiti.
French Caribbean or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Like, I mean, having him be the random villain that kills cats or something.
well, he's attempting to eat gods to gain their power. So
Who knows?
he's a voodoo trickster god. You never know what he's doing.
Yes, like I'm just okay. A few days ago, I was trying to find old Looney Tunes shorts to watch, which is harder than you think. And there was a big depository somebody made. It's like there was one from 1947 that was Elmer Fudd as a Mountie hunting criminal fugitive Bugs Bunny. It was actually really funny, and I was enjoying it. I was having a great time right until the end, where without warning, they'd already they'd finally captured Bugs. They'd organized a firing squad, and then the last 30 seconds straight is a minstrel show. Everyone pops into blackface and starts singing, and I'm going. This is why this otherwise very funny episode has no pop culture impact. First of all, but why? Why would you do that?
No idea.
And you can see the love line right here is trying to convince Andy here he needs to experiment more.
With investigating procedures and techniques and all, can't deny the evidence.
She's trying to get him together with Moose.
Oh, I see.
Because I don't know if you remember that far back, but Moose kind of had a thing for Andy.
Oh, and thanks. Jeez, I don't know what you did out there, but Dolly ain't been bothering me no more. And, thank you, ma'am.
You bet, sweetie. Go get him.
It's okay to be gay, Deputy Andy.
Mm-hmm.
Hard to tell him what I really see. But, I mean, I could be wrong, right? Poor kid. But hey, the visions are gone. Yay, that's something. I mean, I realize this guy is out there now, taking body parts and identities and whatever. You, by the way. Okay, this is why I'm getting cremated.
Well, I mean,
What I'm hoping
probably
is,
aren't,
if he does
in
something like
fairness.
this again, I'm hoping that his victim is, I don't know, preferably clawless. Maybe a clownfish, a butterfly. I think I could handle a butterfly. Or maybe just give me a break from animals altogether for a while, you know?
So our
There
puppy
we go,
is
right?
just learning. He's getting himself under control now. He's finally learning how to dog properly. But that means since our older dog has a hair trigger bark, so every time it goes off, you can hear the gears in the puppy's head going, okay, so I'm supposed to start barking at random. It's fascinating and good to know. I'm going to remember. And it's just, oh my god. We don't need two of you. It's funny, because the older dog is just not enchanted with the puppy. He has too much dignity for this little monster. And the puppy thinks he's the best thing ever. So, he'll just sort of... Okay, so like our older dog, we keep dogs with staggered ages. When we had an older dog, and our older dog was our younger dog, he beat up his older brother. Just like he was mean, and the older dog was just not, he just put up with it. Because he'd also done the exact same thing to the dog before him. And grew up into a huge brat. Sweetheart, but just full of barks and very entitled. And that now means that the currently older dog just doesn't give a fuck anymore what the younger dog wants. He'll keep him. He'll play with him. He'll hang out with him, but he keeps him in line. Makes sure he knows not to push boundaries. And meanwhile, when our older dog was a puppy, he would go and he would grab the dog before him. He would grab his leg and lift it up with his mouth. And the dog would just go on all threes and just keep walking because he was just not going to turn around and try and scold his little brother. So yeah, they were puppies, man. Like, two of us, me and the older dog have bonded. We're both skeptics about the puppies. Because, like, I had a bad time with him when he was little. He would constantly shit his crate when I was around. Like, it was downright Pavlov. It got to the point where I could walk into a room and start spending time with him, and he'd, like, pee or poop in front of the rest of the family, even though he's just fine. And he's long over that now, but I'm still kind of wary.
That just means he loves you.
Yeah, he's so excited. And I'm looking at our older dog and going, yeah, he feels the exact same about you. So now we're better friends than ever.
Yeah, we had a Cocker Spaniel named Mickey who was very entitled.
Mhm.
He was a barker, and if you did not do what he wanted, he would pee in front of you. Like, he would just stand there looking at you and start pissing.
Mm-hmm.
Mom wouldn't let him lick out of the ice cream container, pee in front of you. He was my grandma's little spoiled baby.
Quinbo, the older dog, is not that spoiled. He loves my sister dearly, and like he'll listen to us. He loves us. He spends time with us. But she's the one who has disciplined him, and I've only seen her call him a bad dog once, and I have never seen that dog that terrified. He froze on the ground, and just stared until she specifically let him go. And this is a dog that just ignores commands most of the time. So that was kind of entertaining. Just watch, like, a complete 360 in personality. Yeah, a complete 360 in personality. Sure, that's how that works. And an hour later, he's a brat again, but stopped him.
So yeah, this mission is, there's some weird radio broadcasts, so you gotta go blow up some spirit radios. And then go to Romania and kill a bad guy.
I remember hearing number stations were supposed to be, in theory, like, I mean, international espionage is still a thing. Cold War's cool. So I think they declassified some stuff about them. I remember it being way less interesting than you think. It's just like cryptography. Ah, I do have this wonderful knowledge box in front of me. So. Yep, thought so. Sorry for this.
Additional assignment received. Initializing.
I still think that's a pretty funny reference. A really deep cut reference that you're never gonna notice
Initializing.
Didn't they?
unless you know that, specifically know that band and pay attention to the renaming of the abilities on all these characters, these monsters.
Nerds. Nerds running the asylum these days. So yeah. Yeah, okay. Do you know what a one-time pad is?
Yes.
Current speculation is that that's what number stations are. And you just listen in at the right point, and that's how you communicate with spies. And can you explain it for the class? Because I can't, honestly. I understand roughly what it does, but not any details about it.
Neither do I. I'm not a cryptography guy.
Basically, okay, cryptography is about hiding messages in ways that can or can't be broken. And just about every way that you can code things can be broken somehow. But a one-time pad is where you set something up with a completely random series of assign things to various
A
numbers.
completely random encryption key.
Yeah. And as long as it's actually completely random, the only way you can figure it out is by finding that particular, finding the key. Otherwise, it's impenetrable. It's only can't really reuse it. Which is why people don't always constantly use it. But yeah, cryptography is so much more complicated than you can understand. Yeah. 2 shotgun blasts, and down he goes.
I'm actually pretty proud of how I fight the boss of this mission. Because there's an achievement you can get for not destroying any of the radios he summons reinforcements from, and I got it.
Hey, yeah, hi, Screed again. Look, if you need any information about number stations, check out my database at the laundromat, okay? It's all there.
Because that's not creepy at all. Tellingly, there's absolutely no reason to go to Seoul.
Yeah.
As they've mentioned in Thread, there is nothing in Seoul.
Are you sick and tired of the lies you're being spoon-fed?
God, that just reminds me that eventually we'll get to see their little expansion where you meet the Morning Light.
Yeah.
And it's a fucking Scientology camp. I can't wait to do that.
Oh god, Scientology is so fucked up. Yeah, like genuinely messed up on a deep level.
Yeah, you'll get to talk more about it when we get there.
Yeah, god. Well, I can get can't wait to get labeled a suppressive person, blackmailed into like
And we're going to Transylvania.
besieged farmlands. At last. Oh god, I'm so excited, even if it's only for a moment. We're finally leaving fucking Maine. Like, no offense to Maine, but there's
Yeah,
only so
but
much
next
there.
episode we'll be back there for about 30 minutes while we finish the last of the
Just
content.
put a bullet in its head. Or dunk its head in the filth more accurately. Leave. Move on to brighter pastures, and by that I mean desert.
Yeah, the maps we have to use in this area are fucked because they're all 16th century maps.
It's like,
So it's really annoying to try to find anything.
come on, Transylvania's a modern country. Yeah, may as well. I think there's like, I swear there's a reason for it, but I forgot.
Because that's the last time Dracula was in the area.
Yeah, pretty much. All right. This is something that we'll talk about later.
Yeah, these are vampires. And I'm going to be beating the shit out of a lot of them in Transylvania, because it's Transylvania.
Mm-hmm.
Them and werewolves, just killing a lot of them.
I do like how they go a completely different direction in classic vampires, which is great.
Their vampires are very Blade.
The vampires are made. They work like they're very appropriate to their origins, like in game.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that, but that's it's a hell of a thing when we finally learn where all these vampires are coming from.
Yeah, you guys have a fucking tank there. And granted, I think like even as a B, a tank shell would probably kill you. But I mean, you'd immediately spawn. But I don't think you could maintain.
I'm relatively certain we could backflip out of the way. We're pretty damn acrobatic.
Well, fair enough. But, like if
we can probably move faster than a tank turret.
Well, than a tank turret, definitely. But like a shell.
No.
Yeah, I think you'd have to be even. Bees are really tough, but they're not that tough. But then these are old Soviet tanks, so who knows how well the explosives are actually working.
Yeah, this is supposedly set in like 2012, yeah. But all this looks like it's still 1994, yeah. And the Iron Curtain has just fallen. I'm pretty sure Romania doesn't look like this.
Well, honestly, I mean, I'd lay down good money there are parts of Romania that look like this, and I'd throw down good money there are parts of America that look like this. Like, this is just post-industrial wasteland. Big difference is tanks. And those things can be completely inoperable, but last physically for a while.
Oh god, I hate those fucking little girl monsters. We'll see more of them in Japan, but they're a bitch and a half. Because you can't kill them. See, there's a boogeyman. You can't kill those, and if you don't look at them, they will snap your neck.
Beautiful.
And by look at them, I don't mean have the camera on them. I mean your character needs to be physically facing them at all times.
Yeah, that
which makes doing one mission without... There's an achievement for doing a mission without any deaths, and it's full of those fucking things, and it's so impossible.
And that does sound like Japanese ghost story folk. Yeah, my favorite Japanese ghost story will always be Hanako the Toilet. Are you familiar with that one?
Is that the spirit that lives in the toilet and then will cut you in half when you ask for what kind of paper?
Probably. I remember the version I heard is more like less like homicidal, but still just haunting the stalls and trying to scare the shit out of people. Oh, yeah, it's it's a ghost story. It changes from person to person because there doesn't have to be a base.
Yeah, they just reused the boogeyman for this.
I studied. I did study Latin in high school and college, which means I remember the complete basics and don't speak anything after about 7 years of constant study. So, but it makes looking at Romanian interesting because you can tell it is definitely a Romance language. If anything, it's a lot closer than, like, say, French. But it's also unlike any other Romance language. It's a completely different branch of the language family. It's funny, they just repeated the boogeyman. They made, like, using Number Station as power sources. It's pretty neat, actually. But then they just sort of ran out.
Yeah, so you can go through and read these. I read all of them. So guess who was behind this?
Was it the Reptilians?
No, it's Orochi.
Oh yeah, obviously. I reached for the first conspiracy theory thing I could come up with that wasn't in the Secret World.
Hello? Yeah, Screed again. Oh, you still here? So, I guess you survived poking the hornet's nest, huh? I tell you, I'll never be able to sit comfortably around a radio again. It's gonna be TV's next, I swear. I already have reoccurring nightmares of Rod Serling shivving me in the shower while smiling and monologuing. Yeah, just smiling and monologuing, smiling and... Okay, anyway. Radio waves, they're kind of a purgatory. Think about it. What's a ghost, huh? What's a ghost but an echo of a living person? Radio waves are all full of talking ghosts, flying off into the void, mumbling and repeating their follies in a loop.
Look, you had the bong one. Pass it.
Making his speeches in the void. In other solar systems, NASA keeps planning out how to send explorers into deep space, right? But we already have. We keep pumping out ghost astronauts into the cosmos.
This actually ties into one of the dungeons.
Find the next inhabitable planet long before any of the living do.
I can't wait till we get to fucking Romania, because there's some phenomenal dungeons in Romania.
Oh, I'm looking forward to the Red Hand one.
We're way out there with big goddamn ears. Makes me Listen,
Oh, they finally found him?
No, he just freaks out a lot.
Yeah. Oh, shame.
And there you have it.
That's that.
That was the Halloween content.
And thank you all for listening. And then, do we hear from that guy again?
You only hear from him in a raid.
Fair enough. And goodbye.